Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Total Picture. This week was a big one for us here at TSP, so let's get right into it. So first of all, to begin the week, we started our pollination season here at TSP, which is a big part of our growing season on our corn side. So our pollination season consists of us controlling the pollination process of our corn plants. We've talked about the different steps in this process before, but just as a refresher, let's take a look back at what we have to do. So our first step is once our fields are ready, we go in and cut the tops off of our female plants. Our cutter is basically 12 lawnmower heads that goes across the top of the female plants, and they automatically adjust to the height of the plant. And as they go, they cut off the very top so that the tassels will expose themselves quicker. And these tassels are more or less the male portion of the plant. And so on the females, we want to expose those, and then we come through with a puller a few days later, and we pull all of those tassels out to prevent the female from spreading pollen. Because in each one of those tassels is a little pod, and in those pods we have our pollen that will get dispersed if we let them go too long. And so when we go through our fields, we'll see 4 shorter rows and 1 taller row. That taller row is the male, and the 4 short ones on either side is our female that we are trying to pollinate the silks on the ears of corn. So we started out this week cutting a few fields, and then so a few days later we come through and hit the fields with a puller. Here I actually met up with Ryan, Mike, and Chris, and they were getting a puller running in the field. When we first start in the field, it's very start and stop as we check to make sure the wheels are grabbing the tassels and making sure that we are getting a good pull on all of our female rows. And when I met up with them, they were doing some double checks, making sure everything is calibrated correctly, and just doing a little in-field maintenance. But here you can see that we are pulling right along, and we're making good progress on this field. So after this, I actually met up with Sabrina and her team who are doing field inspections. So for the field inspections, they are going through and getting averages of our field to see how they're progressing. So we have a few different type of field inspection walks. So Sabrina's team actually goes to the field and they form a sort of V through the field, and they take an average of how the field is progressing. So every little area, they'll count through 100 different corn plants, and they'll make marks on a pitch counter every time they see a good set of tassels on a male plant. If they see those tassels beginning to shed, it means that this field is starting to progress properly and that we're in good progress on our corn plants. Sabrina taught me a lot about what a good set of shedding tassels looks like versus one that's not quite there. So I learned a lot about what we look for to make sure our fields are progressing, and it was very interesting to me, and I really appreciate Sabrina for taking some time to teach me all about that. But that's a lot of what we've been up to this week. We appreciate you guys for coming along and checking out what we've been doing. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. If you want more content from us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to get back out to the field.